What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Same Difference podcast.
Is this thing on?
Hello, friends.
Hey, girl.
How are you?
Oh, man. I am feeling great.
Okay,
Great.
that's good.
Yeah, it's been a whirlwind of a summer.
Mm-hmm.
It's coming to a close.
Mm-hmm.
It's also Virgo season. And when I tell you the season is seasoning.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel good. Today was the first full day, I ain't even been back in Chicago 24 hours, but I'm home
Okay.
and I slept in my own bed.
Passion and I were on summer break, you guys. We had to take a summer
Yes,
break.
just a little quick hiatus. We had to,
Mm-hmm.
we was living life. Life had to be lived, and we
Mm-hmm.
just, we gonna tell y'all about it a little bit now that we're back. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I went to yoga today. And all of that walking in Miami, in New York, in California, all of that drinking, baby. I stretched and sweat all of that shit out on the mat today. It felt great. I'm gonna sleep so good.
Really?
Yeah, it felt great.
Okay.
I was sweating like a nigga
Well,
in
I'm
that
glad
class
to hear
today.
you enjoyed your travels.
I did. I couldn't believe that. Not only do I live in like Chicago, which is the third largest city in the U.S., but I was in New York, Miami, and Los Angeles all in August, all in a 3-week span.
Mm.
So I'm tired. I'm motherfucking tired. But it was the most beautiful August I've ever had. I feel like August is my month, even though September is my month because it's my birthday. I feel like August, I think every August I'm gonna do a Miami trip.
Okay.
And yeah, it was just I had some work shit that I had to, do in New York, which was awesome. Um, it's just it's been a very blessed and beautiful summer, but August was literally 100 miles an hour. So we chilling now. 30 whole days of nothing. I'm so excited.
Oh, 30.
Yep. That's how you know you're doing too fucking much when you're like, I have 1 month of nothing. And it's just like a lot of people do, girl. Well, I do, and I'm excited.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be surprised if you make it the whole 30 days, friend, but that's neither here nor there. Because
I am gonna make it
when are you going to see Beyonce with your mom?
October 1st.
Okay. Okay. All right. All
Yes,
right.
ma'am.
Well, you guys, I have been busy as well. I am here. I've relocated to my new city, you guys. I'm in Tampa. Yay! I have made it. I'm in Tampa. I got here 3 weeks ago yesterday.
Okay.
Just long enough to, put a few things in. I have to tell y'all the whole long story. So we'll come back to that part. Um, and I see you.
I'm asking it. My next question, my follow up was, how are you liking it, and how is Tampa treating you?
Well, the only thing that I can even say that I'm like getting acclimated to or know anything about is the weather. I haven't actually been anywhere. Like I did try to go one place like the first week I was here by myself. It showed me that I am going to have to get out of the Atlanta mindset.
Okay.
Atlanta has me ready to get up and put on clothes to go out maybe around 9:45, 10 o'clock, so that I can be leaving out the house around 11
Mm-hmm.
ish.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas here, sweetie, you need to be there at that time because they're not gonna be open all night. There's no 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. That's not what this is. That's
Not in
not
the
what it
beach
is.
town.
And I'm not mad at it because, I'm trying to I don't want to say live a slower paced life, but I definitely was looking for something a little less Atlanta, but
Mm-hmm.
still something cute.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not mad at it. It's just gonna take me a minute to like, oh girl, you need to really like know what's going on at 8:30
Yeah, and out the
type of
door by nine
situation.
thirty. Yeah.
Yeah. And even that's kind of late. Particularly if you want to do something like get dinner and then still hang out a little bit,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
The weather is very, 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 very hot.
Uh-huh.
It is hot to the point that I had broken down some boxes and I needed to walk them like across the parking lot to the compactor. And I was like,
No.
I need to take a shower when I get in the house because it's hot and I feel like I done sweat.
Damn.
Um, but it is very hot. But I am not mad at that either because I know I'm really going to enjoy that and appreciate it once the winter months come.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, you
hmm
are.
I am. What else have I done? The weather. Well, when I first got here, I got here on a Monday. It was 3 Mondays ago, 3 weeks ago on a Monday. I got here on the 7th, but I didn't actually start staying in my place until like 2 days later that Wednesday.
Okay.
Um, so if y'all follow me on Instagram, I mean on TikTok or even Instagram, because I did put it
I know
on
because you be posting
Instagram.
on
Right, my friend Pasha has been encouraging me to post more on Instagram,
Instagram.
but I posted. I got here and that man was like, "Pack your bag." So I ended up packing a bag when I got here. Literally, y'all, I hadn't even been in this place for 3 hours, and he was
Swept
saying,
you off
"Let's
his
go."
feet.
So, I stayed in the downtown Tampa area, and oh my gosh, the food, the places we went to had the best. Tampa got some food, y'all. A girl trying not to be a big back, okay? I'm trying not to be okay, wide back Wanda, but the food was given. Um, so yeah, if you follow my TikTok, which I have to tell y'all about that too, because I'm not happy about it. But anyway,
Uh-oh.
my TikTok on my Instagram, then you kind of already know that. Um, so yeah, that was what I did when I got here. Now I've just kind of been unpacking. I do have to get used to the bugs. I've already had pest control all up and through this thing. They will not be able to come this week because we are actually in preparation of a hurricane.
Woo, baby, you getting
Hurricane
indoctrinated
Idalia.
into Florida.
Okay, they ain't wasting no time. Same
Mm-mm.
thing actually happened when I got to Atlanta in 2017. A
Really?
hurricane. I don't remember who she was. It was a girl. Hurricane.
What,
Was it
Irma?
Irma? Who?
Irma?
I can't remember. It could have been Irma, but this was like 5 years, 6 years ago. So this was a ways back. But I remember because my friend Key was living in Florida and he came to Atlanta. He drove to Atlanta to stay at my house to get
Mm-hmm.
away from the hurricane. And I ended up not having power there either.
Damn.
So we was in the house with nothing but wine. But we are in the preparation of Hurricane Idalia right now. They have recommended that people begin to evacuate, but where I'm finna go. So I'll be here.
She
I
said,
went to
"Well,
Publix today and got me some snacks. I bought me some beans, bought me some chips, bought me some fruit snacks, bought me some tuna fish.
this is a very random grocery list." She said some beans.
Cause I gotta get stuff that don't have to be refrigerated. I gotta get canned goods. You
Yes,
know?
non-perishable food items.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, okay. So it sounds like your 3 week stint so far is going well. And are you happy with your choice to move to
I'm
Tampa?
absolutely happy with my choice.
Good.
Yes,
I love this. I
for
love
sure.
this.
I'm like once I kind of get a little bit more settled because I'm trying to, there was a period of time where I was. Why is that not coming up? There was a period of time where I was. Sorry, guys. There was a period of time where I was like not really doing much for work and I was just moving and focusing on that. So I kind of been trying to get back into the groove and the swing of things. And so I'm kind of like refocusing my attention on that right now. And then I'm going to be, doing a little moving around, seeing what's what and who's where and how's it going and all that good stuff. So I'll let you guys know more about that as I continue to step on the outside and see what it's giving.
Okay. I
Mm-hmm.
I love this. I love that, you so people always make fun of me when they hear about like my little like journey to Chicago. Like I was in
Mm.
Omaha, I moved to Cleveland, I went to Minneapolis, now I'm in Chicago. They're like, "You've done like this little like roundabout in the Midwest. And I feel like your roundabout has been a bit southern, like it was Richmond, it was
Mm.
Cleveland, and you went down to Atlanta, and now you're like you've had this southeastern roundabout
Mm-hmm.
situation. And I love it. I love our parallels, the same difference podcast. We've had the same like circular move, and we've stayed in like the regions that we kind of grew up in or around, but of course our main artery is Cleveland because that's how we met. But I just love the parallels.
I hadn't even thought of that, friend, but it's so true.
I'll be thinking, so I'll be thinking. So yes, I'm happy that you're happy with Tampa. I love that that man has made sure that your first, few weeks have been enjoyable and really exciting. That's always really nice. I
Mm-hmm.
had a friend when I first moved to Chicago who really wanted to show me around and like, just kind of make sure I was good because I was new to the city and I'm a single lady by myself and all of that good. It's nice to have people like that.
Mm-hmm.
So he don't like me no more though because well, I put him in the friend zone, but I made that very clear like when I first met him. So when you kind of get rejected and you're like, oh, okay, no, no thanks. He hit me with the no thanks. So hope you're doing well though.
Yeah, I was telling y'all like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to get to my new city. I am so excited today. And I feel like that's on pause for right now. Just because I guess I'm just dating exclusively at the moment. And for those, this man, that man, however you want to refer to him, he doesn't live in Tampa. We do not still live in the same city, but he is much closer than he was before.
Much
So
closer.
that's just kind of what that is. Um, so
Mm,
we'll see what happens. You know,
we gonna
I
see.
feel like I'm obligated somewhat to update you guys on that aspect of my life just because Passion and I have talked in great detail on numerous episodes about what we want for our lives moving forward and the kind of man we like and the kind of
Hmm.
love we want and the future we see for ourselves. So I will be, still forthcoming as that ball continues to roll, and I will let you know where it lands.
Speaking of
Okay.
balls rolling, God cleared the bench for me. So
Oh Lord.
we're no one's in the game, no one's playing anything. Um I'm sure there are people that would,
Like to be put in the game.
they
Put me
should,
in, coach.
yeah, but no.
Yeah.
God said we're clearing the bench and we're going to leave it clear for a little bit. And I was feeling for a second like I was a little too accessible.
Mm,
Accessible to, there was a lot of people that was trying to spin the block this year, which I found,
mm.
you know, you always gonna want to spin the block with me. It's a Virgo. I mean, come on. But like, no, I don't want you. Um, you're, this guy over here, you got a lot, I had a palm reading. And when I told the lady about this particular person, she said he had a lot of dark energy around him. And so I'm glad that that situation was over. Um,
Mm.
there was somebody that I dated and I actually tried to be a real adult and like date him and seriously consider him as like a life partner. And I felt like we weren't a good match. And then we had another spin the block situation, but we live in different places, so it's not going to work.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, it was a lot. So for me, I've been waiting to close the loop on a lot of things. Are you going to be someone that I'm going to date seriously? No. Okay. See ya. And I feel like God has been really like, oh yeah, it is. It is a no. It's a firm no. The window is closed. It's painted shut.
Wow.
We will not be reopening it, and I'm okay with that. Like this is what I was looking for because when that guy, when my king, my prince, my man, when he actually shows up and presents himself, I don't want no interference. I don't want any interference. I want it all shut down. So I am welcoming this season of I don't want to say season of singleness because it's been like 7 years of singleness. Um, but I'm okay with I'm okay with the dry spell. I'm not really tripping off of that. Like this month has been illuminating for me. Just inspiring, incredibly beautiful, incredibly busy. Like it is very much catch flights, not feelings type of
Mm.
situation for me. And and those little slogans were cute 5 years ago, but it's starting to ring true. Like a bitch is catching flights and not feelings. And
Well, it's the opposite for me, friend.
but I like this for you though, and we've been on a long journey with you to get here, and so we're gonna ride this wave. Okay, you get Tampa Beach wave. You see how I did that? No, but
I can't take you.
um, but honestly, no. This year has been transformative. August, especially, has just been a very transformative year for me. I have been like the friendships that really matter to me and the relationships that actually have meant something and still mean something to me. Like there's been like this orbit. Like the first week of August, I was supposed to have a visitor. Jesus was like, no, moved him out the way.
Jesus was like, no.
No. And then two of my besties, they've been my best friends since I was 8 years old. They decided on a whim. We come to Chicago for the weekend and brought my goddaughter. It was the first time I had a kid spend the night at my house. Remember I said on the last episode I had crayons and paper. Like I was happy about that. Like my mom always had the crib where the kids could come over. If your friends got kids, there's shit for these kids to do. Y'all gotta stay out of grown folk
Mm-hmm.
business and go color, go do something.
Mm-hmm.
So it was nice to have my day ones, come see me and spend time with me and, kind of to hold me up a little bit because I was a little bit sad. Then the weekend after that, I went to Miami with my best friend, and that was fucking beautiful because I did like a stint in Miami where I was there like 3 times in 1 year, or 3 times in like an 18-month span, and then I didn't go for a long time, and then I like was like, oh my god, I remember, I love it here. Like it's full of culture, it's got a lot of art, the weather, I love the sun, the sand, like that is truly my happy place. I had the titties was out, okay, cheeks too, my little bitty ass cheeks, they was out, tanning my hide. It was great. I needed that. I needed that vitamin D. And then I got home, and my one of my really, really, really dear friends, one of my greatest friends from high school. I mean, literally, we've been friends for 20 plus years. She takes 2 weeks off in August, and she was like, "I'm gonna come visit you and check up on you." And she came to check up on me, and we had the best time. And
Mm.
she's such a she's literally she's a literal light. She is very my sanctified saved friend because she go to church every Sunday and Wednesday,
Mm.
and she is God fearing. She is a woman of the Lord, literally. And it was good to have that around. It was
Mm-hmm.
good, but she's always been around, but we live in different places. But she's that one friend where we don't talk for 6 months and then we talk and it's like we just pick back up. So she came and stayed with me, and I took her around Chicago because she hadn't been in a long time. So it was really nice to spend time with her. And then it was Sunday morning, and we were just kind of talking and chatting about stuff. And she was like, "Oh, I'm the media person for my church, so I'm just trying to make sure the live stream is going. But let's boot it up on a YouTube." Booted that up on a YouTube, and I have been asking people for the last few years, what church can I watch online,
Mm.
because I don't really have a home church. And if I wanted to go to a home church, I got to go all the way to the south side of Chicago for my kind of church. I don't know what kind of church they got up here. um, and so the church that she goes to in Texas, like it was a woman that was preaching this particular, it was the first lady who was preaching. And I felt like I got the most, I was getting cussed out, but in the best way.
Mm.
It was like, it was just, the word is what I needed to carry me through. Cause I'd be getting a little, wound up about my job sometimes. So like it was really nice to have her there. And had she not come to visit me, I wouldn't have found out about this church, and was logged on this past Sunday too. I was in Los
Okay.
Angeles. I was in Los Angeles, but that was booted up on my phone, and we was listening and we were getting the word, and I let that, that's going to set my tone for the week. So it was really nice to have her visit me, and to have that experience, to find a church online that I like, with a woman who looked like me, sassy fly, had the Louboutins on, waist cinched. It was giving what waist? Jesus, he didn't give me one. Like it was very nice.
I know that's right.
What waste. And then like, and she had told the first lady, like, my friend really enjoyed the sermon today, like she, she took a lot from it. And they FaceTimed her, and was like, let me see your friend. Like who was it? Are you having fun in Chicago? And then the pastor sent her money. Get a couple drinks on me. Y'all have a good time. Yes, it was
Oh,
it was
wow.
wonderful. It was really, really great. So that was really nice. And that energy I brought with me to New York for work.
Okay.
So I had to do the yeah, yeah. I had to do that for a few days. Um, but I just kept I started my day with the message like, you don't always got to say something. Shut your mouth and let God do His work. And I feel like there's been a lot of and I decided to shut my mouth. And then I saw some stuff happening, and I was like, that message, it's ringing true. Like,
Mm.
I'm closing deals, I'm getting bind orders, the revenue number is going up. Like, I'm at a point where my work is starting to speak for itself. And so I ain't got to say shit no more. I see you, Jesus. I ain't going to say nothing no more. I'm done. I'm closing my mouth and I'm giving it up to God. I showed up very well. There were several pairs of eyes on me that needed to be on me, and they saw me working the room and talking and fake laughing with all the people I needed to talk to. It was great. And then we closed out that same week with a cross country flight to LA to celebrate my brother's birthday, Virgo season. Woo woo. Happy 27th birthday to my lovely brother, Bucky P. Follow him on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. He be making them beats and shit. Just signed a distribution deal with Sony. Like, he's out here. So it was nice to like go spend time with him and just be in LA because I haven't been in about a year and some change, and be with family. This I was with family. Like, I was with my day ones. I was with my brother. I was in my favorite two of my favorite cities in the world. I got to see the Book of Hove at the Brooklyn Public Library. Oh, that was amazing to see Brooklyn honor Jay-Z's career for the 25 plus years he's been making music and doing things. That was amazing. Got to see the Jean-Michel Basquiat exhibit in LA, which is a curation of all of the unseen works and footage that his family has had and kept and held on to and preserved over the years. He died in the 80s, 1988 or 87. And so they've held on to his stuff for the last almost 30 years. And so everything we
Mm.
got to see was never before seen. So it was just been a beautiful summer and month of like culture, friendship, family, Jesus. Like, it's just, I'm truly blessed. And so, um, when I say it's been transformative, I feel really good about going into this Virgo season and turning 37 in the next couple weeks.
Okay.
I feel like if I'm closing out 36 like this, I can only imagine what 37 is going to be like for me.
Period.
hmm So that's where I'm
Okay,
at.
friend.
That's where I'm
I
at,
like
girl.
your little trip around the world. It sounds like a blast.
It was nationwide. It was not global. One day though, one day.
Okay,
One day
okay.
I'm trying to meet me. I'm trying to meet me that man who can take me around the world. I'm trying to be on somebody yacht. Okay.
That's really all I got to say. I mean,
Donald
there's
Trump had a
been
mugshot. That motherfucker ugly.
what?
I said Donald Trump's mugshot. That's kind of the highlight of August.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I was gonna say that's all I had for kind of what's been going on. But what's been going on is the former president got booked at Rice County Jail. And who allowed that man to put that he was 215 pounds?
I don't know, but they lying.
Your left leg or your right leg 215? Because not both of them together.
You so full of shit. We know you not 215 pounds. Come on, man.
And I see today they announced that they have set the date for the trial. It's going to be March 4th. They're doing everything they can to get this man to not even be able to run. They don't even want him potentially in the race to possibly win again.
You saw he said there was a debate he was supposed to attend. He said, fuck that. He said, my constituents, they know who I am. They know what my policies are. I don't need to debate anything.
Mm.
That's wild to me.
Mm.
If you can't attend and participate in a debate, you are disqualified from running for president. I think that's a very simple rule, right?
Is that a rule?
No, girl, because he's still gonna be able to run. He just not showing up to
Oh,
that
okay.
shit if he don't want to. It's crazy to me.
Well, I personally think that the Republican Party needs to smarten up. They need to put a front runner in there in their party who can actually win, who isn't on trial, who isn't going through all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. If they wanted it to be Donald Trump, not this go round, not with all of that. Like, who's really wants to elect somebody who is facing federal being a felon? Like, no,
This is who you want to represent you as a
your
people.
party.
This is who you want to represent you. Because I'm
Um,
I'm sorry, Barack Obama. I'm blessed that he was able to represent not only the Democratic Party but us.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
I loved being able to see that, watch that, witness that, be like an
mm-hmm.
adult and of a sound mind to like see
Because
that and grow up during that.
there's two things about that. Even the people who do not like Barack Obama and his policies, or the fact that he's a Democrat, or things
Or
he
found him to
signed
be
into law,
passive,
right, what they can't deny is that he is a class act. He
period.
always took the high road. He was never nasty. He was never curt with anybody. He
Mm.
was never just, all around just
Sharp.
a vile person. He was just a class act. He just
Mhm.
kept it professional.
Mhm.
He always held his head held high, very high level of esteem. And
Yes.
I think that is something that has been missing from the presidency when it comes
From
to
politics,
Big T.
just politics in
True,
general.
yeah, but particularly Big T. I don't think that's just not who
Big
he is.
T.
It's just not who he is, and that's not who he's ever going to be.
Never been.
But I think that the Republican Party, I mean, would do better with someone who can kind of replace that tone and that rhetoric with somebody who does have a little bit of class.
Yes.
And I'm hoping that they don't think that that's Ron DeSantis.
Oh
That
yeah,
man
that's
is
Florida's
literally
governor,
going
ain't
to
it?
touch, huh?
Ain't he the governor of Florida? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, girl. We can't have it all.
Yeah, he's not the candidate to go with either. And to be quite honest, the Democrats need to be getting somebody other than Biden too. He
Baby.
barely can stand up on 2 feet upright for too long.
He can't stay awake for a 30 minute such and such. Poor man. And I don't want to be ageist because I think the stuff that people say about Joe is related to age, and there's isms, and
Well, there is age discrimination, and then there is you are too old for this job,
and I
and
think
that's
that
just what it is.
there's a lot of politicians and people in
Mitch
offices.
McConnell. Did you see Mitch McConnell freeze up at the podium a couple weeks ago? And they say they think he had a mini stroke or something.
Oh
You
wow!
didn't see that?
No, I don't check for
Girl,
Mitch
yes. And
McConnell.
everybody was like, people were walking up like Mitch, like saying his name, Mitch. Mitch, you okay? Mitch, let's walk off. And he was like,
Ooh, let me
yes.
go ahead and YouTube that. I need to see
Yes,
that.
please do. Yes.
Let me
Yes.
YouTube that.
So it's not that we don't think that you too old to work, but at a certain point you have to be honest with yourself. And
Yeah.
as somebody who represents constituents, whether that's a state, a county, or whatever the case may be, you got to be honest and say you can't represent those people because you just don't have the
You're
health that you need that
yeah,
requires
yeah.
it.
Like what happened to retirement? I don't understand why in politics they don't like make you
Put
retire
a cap.
like they do other professions.
I think they should put a cap on positions anyway,
I mean, you have to be a
because
certain age
even
to
if
even run for
somebody,
president. So
right, even if someone was, let's say, 30 years old and they got into office, they were a senator. After 40 years, if they got in when they were, what did I say, 30? They got in when they were, what did I say, 30?
to be a senator,
After I feel like after you do 25 years, which is a quarter century, that's enough. That's enough. 25 years on the job,
yeah. Well,
particularly
especially
a job of that magnitude, which
yeah,
requires a lot more stress and a lot more, coming and going. Like at that point, I think there's a new generation of people after 25 years that somebody else needs to be ready to step up to the plate, because it's you start to lose touch with the people who are coming in, the younger demographic, the changes that need to happen, the different mindset, technology, all of
yeah,
those things
yeah.
change.
Policies, the way of the
After a quarter
world.
century, 25 years, and let's move this thing around. Let's move these puzzle pieces around and get some new blood in there.
I agree.
Personally,
The
that's what
new
I
blood,
think.
literally. I agree.
Mhm. Mhm.
I
Mhm.
agree. Um, yeah, I will say I got a lot of enjoyment out of seeing Rudy Giuliani get brought up on RICO charges because he's literally the one that kind of like invented that. I don't want to say invented, but he laid down the hammer on RICO charges when because he was he a mayor? He was a mayor of New York City for some
Mhm.
time.
I think he was the mayor when the towers got hit.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, so it was nice to see him with his ugly ass get the mugshot, Trump's mugshot. All it's I'm getting a good kiki out of it all. You wanted the way Donald Trump treated the Central Park Five, putting them all on the front page of the newspaper and saying they needed the electric chair, this, that, and the third. Get your ass in front of this camera and take this picture, you fat
Mhm.
fuck.
Mhm. Now, and the attorney, the DA, what's her name? Farron, whatever that lady name is.
In Atlanta,
Yes, homegirl don't play.
I ain't playing
She
with
like
Sugar
that
in them,
strict
and I ain't
teacher.
playing with you, Trump.
She like that strict teacher that everybody had in school. It's like, oh, you got so and so. Ooh,
Good
good
luck.
luck.
Good luck. Good luck,
Mhm.
everybody.
Mhm. Yeah.
You know, I mean, every dog has its day, and I just don't. And I Trump is not above anything. Nobody is above the law. Nobody.
Mhm.
Nobody. And I
Mhm.
just think that at this point in time, we've got a generation of people, me, and then a generation of those behind us that are seeing all of this shit happen, and we all know it's not right. We all know
Mhm.
it's not right. I could care less about what a boomer got to say. I could care less about what an 85-year-old has to say about how it used to be. It ain't that no more, and it hasn't been that
Mhm.
for a good 60 years, sweetheart. Move on.
Mhm.
Move on.
Mhm.
So I'm getting enjoyment out of this. Hold that man's feet to the fucking fire. He is absolutely dreadful. Was the worst president in history behind Nixon, if you will. Um, yeah, I'm ready to see everything play out. I want to see it all play out.
I'm anxious to see it play out, but I don't really have.
Send that nigga to jail.
Yeah, I don't have no faith in it. Then I don't think he's gonna do no time. I don't think that it's going to. I don't know how long it's gonna drag out, but I don't know. Something just tell me that he gonna be able to wiggle and weasel his way out of something.
He gonna weasel and wiggle that fat ass out of something. That's crazy.
I don't know. We'll
That's
see. But now let me tell you what
crazy.
might get him hemmed up. If all these co-conspirators, all these other people who got brought up on these charges,
You see the black man? Oh,
it was a black lady too. If they do
it's
him,
not like I think. The fuck
if
is
they do
wrong with you?
him, like some of these people did Thug, and then Thug is still the one on trial and locked up, now that'll be a sight to see. If everybody decides to turn on Trump, take a plea deal,
Mm,
then that'll be a sight to see. But
mm,
we'll see how that
mm,
go.
mm.
Mm-hmm.
Um, did we talk about? I think we talked about this last time. Sierra being pregnant. Did we talk about her being pregnant?
Oh no. I feel like me and you might have talked about it, but I don't know if we talked about it on the podcast.
Because at the
But I
top,
saw a meme that say every time Future say something about Russell, he just go get Sierra pregnant.
good, good. Because because you're not gonna get your bitch back.
Matter of fact, we didn't talk about it because I remember talking about it with somebody else. Now we didn't talk about it, but
You're not gonna get
yeah,
your bitch back.
I just want I'm just I'm so happy for Sierra. Like I'm happy for her every single time that she gets pregnant again and she has another baby. I'm just so happy for her. It really is it's one of those stories I feel like give the girls hope, particularly the girls who have a child by somebody who may not be the best co-parent. It just gives them a little bit of hope to let them know that there is a Russell Wilson out there. They a damn needle in a haystack, but they out there
Oh my
somewhere.
god, a needle in a haystack. I
Mm-hmm.
it's I'm just I love it. I love it, and I'm happy for her. And you know, I'm like I said, every dog has its day, and I love seeing people wonder if Future is okay.
He ain't. He
It's
tells us that every time.
like you will never get your bitch back ever. Like at this point, Russell has beat you. He done put 3 babies in her, and it's. I mean,
I don't even think he wants Sierra back. I think he's just bitter about the fact that somebody took her and does her well, treats her well,
somebody that's
and
bigger and
and
stronger and richer,
and treats his son
like his own.
like it's his son. Like right,
Yeah,
like
he's
you the step
mine.
parent at
I've
this
been
point.
I've been here since he was one, my nigga. He is my
Right.
son. So
Yeah.
you want to fight about it? Because I'm gonna whoop your ass all the way to the 50-yard line, my nigga. What do you want to do?
And he really shows that he's bothered by it because he don't mention none of them other baby mamas like he do her.
If I was
So,
Russell, I'd be like, "Do you want to fight? Do you want to fight?"
oh, speaking of co-parents, your other favorite co-parent couple, Kiki and Darius,
My Virgo sister.
was out for her birthday,
Did she pay her? Did
and
he took her out?
mm-hmm.
I wonder where they went. As you can tell, they weren't dressed up very nicely, and you couldn't see
Right,
where they were
it was
at.
given very much pub, very much
No.
burger and fry. And nothing's wrong with that because I love me a good juicy burger.
Not a pub. Went to a little sports bar for lunch. Let me stop because ain't nobody taking me no fucking where on my birthday.
But yeah, it seemed like they I don't know if they're still together, but they're definitely still very much
Involved.
very good friends. And he said he was hesitating with what to call her though.
He was.
Because
I
he was
caught
like,
that.
my mom's a Virgo, my brother's a Virgo, my sister's a Virgo, my partner
You're
Virgo.
fine. Uh-huh.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then she your partner in crime. Uh-huh. Okay. Okay.
Fuck nigga. I just don't know what compelled that young man to say what he had to say about Kiki.
I don't know. I don't think he thought. I think he thought that
He thought she
I
was
think he thought that
A-list.
he would shame her, but I think he underestimated the people that pay attention to him because of her.
She is A-list. She was doing the red carpet for the Met Gala. You have to be personally invited by Anna Wintour to go to that. You are nobody if you're not going to that shit. Period.
Yeah, I just think he underestimated.
You thought.
I think he underestimated the reach of that tweet.
He
Because he doesn't see himself as that. He doesn't see himself as, which he isn't, but I'm saying, like, he doesn't see, like, oh, nobody's going to care what I have to say. Nobody's going to think, anything of it if I say this about my baby mama. And whole time, they riding and they dying for Miss Palmer. So, put it on mute.
Did she
Keep
say,
it cute.
What she said? She said, "What you gonna say about Virgo so they can get you together?" Again, got his ass together. And you see her in the Usher video. You see her in the Usher video.
Now, friend, I'm not gonna hold you. I thought that was dragging it.
Hey, when you push a Virgo, don't push me. Don't push me.
Yeah, I was like, okay,
You
that's enough.
You want to be funny? We're gonna get motherfucking hilarious up in here. Don't push me. Don't force my hand. He forced her hand. You didn't think?
Yeah.
Keep a check, Palmer. Usher said, "Come be in my video." We done caused a stir. We about to get some streams and some YouTube views and shit.
One thing I love about Keke Palmer though is her personality. Everything she does, her personality beams through. When she was in that video and she looked at that camera and she said, "After all, I am a mother." It was like, Kiki, I remember you in everything. Like, you are really that girl. Always been that girl. Gonna always be that girl.
She's on the cover of Essence with Sergio Hudson. They
After all, I am a mother.
Period.
I love it.
Period. But
I thought that was dragging it, but just Kiki in general,
you are a mother. You are a mother to these Disney bitches, these Nickelodeon bitches. Like you are a mother. You are one of the only child stars to literally grow up in the public eye and transition and move like he I hope that I'm sure he did the best he could for her birthday. I hope that whatever he did was incredibly meaningful and touching, because that is what's going to that's what's going to make a Virgo melt. You can buy me all kinds of stuff. But when you do stuff that touches me and makes me melt, that's going to take him that will take you far. So yo broke ass, I hope it was a nice long heartfelt letter on some nice old paper that you rolled up into a scroll with the little dot shit. You know when you put the dot on there? Yeah,
And seal it.
and seal it. Yeah, I hope it was
Hmm.
some shit like that, because you can't afford much else.
So wait a minute. When you talk about child stars, let's go back. What other child stars have had the type of career that Kiki had, whether it be Disney, Nickelodeon, or any of that, that have ascertained the level of esteem that she has in Hollywood at this point?
Justin Timberlake,
But
Ryan.
did Justin Timberlake start on Disney and Nickelodeon?
Yes, he did. He was in the
He
Mickey Mouse.
did?
He was in the Mickey Mouse Club with Britney Spears
He was. You're right.
And Ryan Gosling.
Okay, what was he?
He was in the Mickey Mouse Club too.
Okay. May I ask if you would give us some people who look like Kiki?
Oh well, girl, there wasn't very many of those.
Okay, well,
Zendaya,
they were there now. Raven Simone was there.
Raven. Well,
Orlando
why are
Brown
you
was
asking me
there.
when you know?
No, I'm saying, do you see Raven and Kiki on the same level?
Oh yeah, I mean, there. I mean, Raven Simone is our age.
Mm-hmm.
So, like she still got Cosby money.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Mm.
She was a rap
Okay.
she was a rapper slash singer, and she grew up and was an adult on The View. Like she all of that I feel like was happening at least 10 years before Kiki's star.
Okay.
You know what I
Okay,
mean?
that's fair.
So she's a little bit older, but yeah, she is definitely on that level. Um Zendaya. Zendaya
What
was a
was she
Disney.
in?
She was she
I feel like she was behind me. She's much younger than me, so I didn't really know too much about Zendaya.
Zendaya is 20 something, so she
Yeah.
was a little bit younger, but she was a Disney kid. Kiki was a Nickelodeon kid. Keenan Thompson, he was a child star. He was on all that. Now he's on Saturday Night Live. He's probably one of the highest paid people on Saturday Night Live. Um, gosh, what other black people that have kind of grown up in the business? She's older than Kiki, much older. She's in her 50s, but Regina King. She was on
What was
227.
she on?
On 227.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
You don't know who Regina King is?
I don't know what 227 is.
Oh God, okay. It's a TV show from the 70s, 80s. It was before our
Mm.
time. It was before
Oh,
our
okay.
time. But
Okay.
she was a child star that grew up in the business. She's an Oscar winner. Um, I mean, there's already not a lot of blacks that are, you know, A-list,
Mhm. Mhm.
esteemed, but
Mhm.
there are some that have grown up in the public eye and that are doing very well for themselves. And so
Tia and Tamara. I
Tia and
know they weren't
Tamara,
on. Yeah, they weren't on like Nick or Disney. Or wait, actually, some didn't. Who picked up Sister Sister?
they
Was
were on
that
net,
Disney?
they was on network television, Fox, I think.
Yeah, but
CW,
yeah,
CW,
yeah, they were.
CW.
They're my age for sure. I
Yeah,
remember wanting to be
they're
Tia
older
and
than that.
Tamara.
They're like 45.
Are they?
Yeah, they're 45.
Okay,
Yeah.
they
So
look
they
good.
Oh yes, of course. So they grew
Mhm.
up, they did well. I think let me think who else. I can't even I mean shit, I feel like we kind of hitting all the what males. Michael B. Jordan was a child actor. He came up. He's a huge
What was he
star.
in?
He was in All My Children. He was a soap opera star.
Yeah.
I watched All My Children with my mom.
See, a lot of us didn't because we was in school or doing stuff. So,
I was at school too. In
mm,
the summertime, I'll be watching All My Children at noon.
mm. I was at summer camp.
Oh no, I didn't do summer camp and stuff. My mom was afraid to send me to stuff. I need to be able to see you and get to you. I can't get to you when you're deep off in the woods at camp. Mm-mm. Hell no. Read this book and sit in your room. I mean, I
Um,
any day I will read a book and
but
see it.
yeah, when you said that, it just made me think about people who kind of grew up in the business and kind of where are they now type of thing. Because then
Mhm.
there are the stories that have a little bit of tragedy to them. The
Yeah.
Orlando Browns,
Yeah.
the what was that girl? Did she play on that show with Moesha? I can't remember, but there have been videos of her that circulate like at the gas station
I know who you're
trying to
talking about.
prostitute.
She was
Yeah,
she was on Hanging with Mr. Cooper.
she was a pretty girl
Her
too.
name is
Pretty
Maya.
girl. Maya.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. Those stories are always pretty sad, but always see good to see people continue to do well
Hell
and not
yeah.
let Hollywood get a hold of them and,
Swallow
grab
them
them
up,
by
spit
the
them
throat.
out.
Yeah, cuz
Swallow them
it'll
up. I
do
mean,
that.
we see Britney Spears. She be twirling around them little bitty ass panties every
Now
day.
let's talk about Miss Spears
Ugh.
real
And,
fast.
and why does Plies like her so much? That shit.
Class, is you out here breaking up happy homes? What's going on?
He said, "Ooh, she got them little panties."
I
He be cracking me
didn't even
up.
realize that's somebody else I've really liked to see their growth. Like I like to see Plies transcend from
Mm-hmm.
um the gold in his
Rowdy
mouth and shot, yeah, to like he's like a whole personality himself
and fine
on the internet. He is fine,
and
girl. Took them
fine,
goals out, got them teeth, them
and he
veneers
loves
put
showing them
in.
teeth. Show him, baby. I want him to
He's
show up.
a nice looking man. He a small man though.
I want him to show
He
up.
kind of little. But
I bet
yeah.
he's big.
Miss
I
Spears,
bet he's big where it
I
counts.
don't I don't think that the what is the thing called her daddy had her in conservatorship did her
Mm-hmm.
well at all. Really think it broke her, if
It
that
did.
makes sense.
Had her medicated forever. 13 years. She couldn't do shit.
And now that she can, it's kind of like she done went buck wild. It's kind of like the kids that get homeschooled, then they go to college and they don't
She
know how to
doesn't even
act.
know how to go buy clothes that you wear in 2023. She wearing shit that she's always had.
Mm-hmm.
They
The
had that.
same stuff that was in her closet in 2001.
Yes, they've had her locked up in a cage. Literally, she was in a
And I can't.
prison.
I was just wondering, like, all that money Britney Spears got, why don't she hire a stylist? Like, she can
She
afford
doesn't. She doesn't
people.
know. Like she doesn't know. I think she was a robot. She just does not know. And there was nobody. I think she's just like, I am free, and I'm going to wear my panties right above my cooch, right above it, not any higher. I'm not going to pull the straps up over my hips. I'm going to be showing just the top of the crack of my ass all the time, every time. Like she don't even know how to pull her panties all the way up. Like, come on, and then that eyeliner.
Girl, like, let it go.
I want to know who.
I want her to have a stylist. I want her to have a makeup artist. I want her to have a person. I want her to have a
A life
manager.
coach, a life coach, a life coach.
Well, she can have a life coach, but the life coach is not going to be doing, hey, we have this going on. Like, I would have loved to see her kind of reacclimate into being on red carpets and getting invited to this and doing that. But I think because she's still kind of wild and out of control, that none of that stuff can happen.
I'm trying to figure out what her soon to be ex husband was doing this whole time. What the fuck was you doing?
Well, I was getting ready to say about that as well. What was, aside from being her husband, because he did at some point, I know he had put out a formal statement, but it was said that he was mentioning that, Brittany is her own person
Mm-hmm.
and she can do whatever she wants to do. Like, it wasn't his job to control her
Right.
or put her in a box and tell her this is the proper way to act, this, then the
Absolutely.
third. And I understand that because she's already had somebody doing that,
Yep.
her daddy doing that for her whole entire life. But at a point, you have to be, if you're supposed to be somebody's spouse and y'all supposed to be one, you supposed to be able to, if no one else, go to your spouse and say, how can we make life right now? How can we work your personality into life right now?
Mm-hmm.
Because life right now isn't I'm a slave for you. This little dance, this little hip dance that you're doing, which is, like you said, the draws barely on your body, the eyeliner smudged all across your eye like you've been crying for 80 days and 80 nights. Like I don't know. I don't know if I could be somebody's spouse and actually be a part of
And watch
watching the
that.
train wrecking.
Right, and watch that. Yeah.
Like
I'm trying to figure out where are all the celebrities that are her friends.
she don't have no friends.
Like why isn't anyone like, you know what, this is never going to happen ever. But like if Beyonce knocked on the door and was like, "Sis, we came up at the same time.
Mm.
We are mothers. We've got, we're the same age. Like why don't you let's let me tug on your little extensions for a second. Come on, let's let's
Mhm.
let's do something different,
Mhm.
something." But I would like that. I would like someone to show her that kind of love. I would like for someone to come and just be there and just help her see the light and be like, "Okay, enough with the Instagram videos. Let's pull our panties up. Let's go to a makeup artist and do something different. Let's
Mhm.
get you into, let's take you to Kim Kardashian stylist and let's get you a deep conditioning treatment and a good haircut and you know, things like that." Like I want somebody to really just be there, but people who have mental health issues, you know, that is a private battle. And it's like I was watching, I don't mean to jump around, but I was watching a documentary on HBO Max about Kim and Kanye. Sometimes I have downtime in between my travels and I like to watch stupid shit on TV like that. And the issue that Kim and her family was having with Kanye is that you can't really contain someone that needs help that doesn't want to get help.
Mhm.
There was no controlling Kanye. I don't know why that family thought they could. I don't know what they were thinking when Kim was like, "I'm going to be with him. We're
I
going to
think
be."
they thought Chris could do anything and she would be able to rein him in.
This is Kanye motherfucking West from Chicago. It's a
And
no.
they are the Kardashians and that's how they go about life. We're the Kardashians.
And
So they thought
they
that they
thought,
would be able to put a muzzle on him.
and he was like, "Y'all got the wrong motherfucking one. Y'all got the wrong one. Y'all got the wrong one." And so that's
Mhm.
why it's. But my point being, they knew that he was a lost cause. And sometimes you just can't do anything with a lost cause. And I think that that's where Britney Spears
Well,
is.
wait a minute. What do you mean when you say lost cause? Because I don't like referring to him that way.
Lost cause, as in, we're doing everything we can to help you. We want you to take your medicine. We want you to talk to your psychiatrist. We want you to have your mental health professional on speed dial when you need him. But Kanye was like, "I don't want that medicine. I don't want to go to this person. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. And I'm not going to." You can't
Mhm.
reason with someone that has dug their heels in and is not going to, do what they need to do to kind of to stay healthy.
Mhm.
I don't want to take that medicine. It makes me fat and I don't like the way I feel. He didn't want to take the medicine. But I'm also not going to stand here and let you disparage me and my family online because you're having a fucking bipolar episode.
Right. Right.
Like that is a lost cause. Like I can't help you. You don't want help. You won't get help.
Mhm.
There's nothing we can do to like move past this, move
Mhm.
through this, work
Mhm.
together on this. Like there's no,
You
there's
know
none
what
of
I'm
that.
surprised of? I'm surprised that in 2023, as health conscious and aware of what people are putting in their bodies and the food that they're eating and the plant based this and the whole grain that people have not, particularly people who aren't in our community, because our community still is getting okay with the idea of therapy and being medicated. But I'm surprised that people are still saying that these mental illnesses that people are dealing with need medicine
Mhm.
versus some other alternative, because they have created an alternative for literally everything
Everything.
else.
Mhm.
The way you work out, the way you eat, everything, literally. Um, and the reason I say that is just because when you were saying that Kanye didn't want to take his meds, he didn't like the way that the meds made him gain weight. He didn't like the way that the meds made him feel. I think it's even kids who get put on medication for whatever the reason when they're young talk about how the medicine makes them feel
Yep.
muted. it makes them feel like
Down.
a shell, you know? And so I'm just surprised that people are still looking to that type of fix for
Mhm.
mental illnesses versus some other homeopathic, is that the word, alternative for battling things like depression and anxiety and so on and so forth.
Like, what is wrong with, I'm going to prescribe you 1 hour of exercise a day, and let's see what that does for your brain. Because I know every time I get done with yoga, everything is very like, whoop. If I go for a
Yeah.
run over the lunch hour and I get
Mhm.
back to my desk, there's a level of like
Mhm.
beep. It's
Mhm.
not like
Mhm.
it's all,
Mhm.
there's you feel centered a
Mhm.
little bit.
Even people who are dealing with a battle in depression, like I'm gonna prescribe you um 75 minutes of direct sunlight every day or twice a day for the next 30 days, just because, like, if I think of someone being depressed and they're taking medication to help with depression, but you never left the house, you never opened the blinds, you
Mhm.
sat in the same spot,
Mhm.
you didn't talk to anybody, you didn't shower, you didn't eat.
Right.
How does the medicine can only do so much?
Right. Like I
You
would
gotta get up out that corner and walk yourself out and breathe some air. Look at the plants, hear the
I
birds.
want you to go work in a pet store and go be around kittens and doggy. Like mood boosters. Like
Mm-hmm.
prescribe mood boosters that doesn't necessarily come in the form of a pill.
Yeah. And I think, and the reason I'm also mentioning that is because people can say what they want. And I was one of those people that was saying what they want, but I have completely changed my thinking when it comes to Kanye. I think that Kanye is so ahead of his time
Mhm.
when it comes to music, when it comes to fashion,
Mhm.
when it comes to technology, when it comes to everything that is forward thinking. And so for Kanye to say, not that he's been the only one that said it, but for him to say, "I'm not taking that medicine because I don't like how it makes me feel." It doesn't allow
He
it.
ain't
It.
the
it
first person to
I
say
I
that.
watched something before where he talked about it. He felt like it took away his creative, and that
Yeah.
was part of the reason that he went out and lived in the desert and he wasn't taking medicine out there, because he wanted a chance to be creative without his family, the Kardashians, feeling
Yep.
like he was lashing out, but he's didn't want to take the medicine. And so he's been a lot less in the limelight recently. I think the most that I've seen or heard from him, like I've seen pictures of him and his new wife, but
Mhm.
the most that I've heard was about when Adidas lost their lawsuit against him. He won. They had to give him his money, unfreeze the accounts.
Cuz
But I think that's something to be explored for people who are in a state of, let's just call it Britney.
yeah.
I think that Brittany could stand, because she already been medicated long enough. I think Brittany could stand some different type of treatment. And I
Yeah.
think, for one, she got to get up out the house.
Cuz she's always home.
Girl, you got to get up out the house. You got to get up out that house.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really sad. But Plies, he cracks me up. He loves her. And I feel like black people, we always we're always there to like amplify, make something lighthearted and funny and like people look at Britney and it's just like, we us black people, we're gonna let that girl twirl in her panties half pulled up for as long as she wants to, because what happened to her was not right.
hmm
The fact that Plies is like gets his rocks off and really truly enjoys seeing that shit, and we get to
It's almost like he's championing her
yes,
in his
yes,
own way.
and we get to enjoy him enjoying that. Like I love the way we as a community kind of wrap our arms around certain people and kind of let like Kiki Palmer, like that, she's
hmm
ours, she belongs to us, motherfucker. I don't know what you thought you was doing talking about you a mom though. Boy, shut up. Britney Spears has been through a lot. People really don't fuck with Justin Timberlake behind what he did when him and Britney Spears broke up. That's why his career is kind of in the shitter. And you see him on Instagram with Timberland trying to make, boy, go take your ass back to them woods where you was at, man in the woods. Get out of here. Get out of here. The way that whole Janet Jackson situation unfolded, like Ain't nobody really sweet on Justin Timberlake these days.
Mm-hmm.
There was a point in time where we loved him.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
because
yeah.
Justified still gets spins in my home. It do. And
Mm-hmm.
so does Future Sex Love Sounds. But you need to be called to the carpet for, how complicit you were in the media and how they treated the women that have been associated with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, I actually enjoy Plies being excited about Brittany. It's funny. And he be
I
smiling.
wonder if that ex-husband or soon to be ex-husband gonna get any money out of her.
No, the prenup was ironclad.
Is it?
He is going to leave that home with everything that he came up in there with.
Mm. What do you think about signing a prenup?
If Drake met my broke ass and said, "Baby, I want to be with you, but you got to sign this paper," I'm signing it.
Okay, well that's Drake, but let's make it a little bit more realistic.
Nigga, you ain't got nothing that I want because I got my own assets. I'm not signing a goddamn thing.
Okay.
I ain't signing
But then but
shit.
then but then wouldn't it make sense to sign it? If you saying he don't have nothing and you got all everything, don't you want to sign it to protect you?
I'll sign it to protect my own interest. I'm not going to sign it to protect his.
But that's the point, is to protect both parties though. The
Mo-
prenup can be written out the
Most
way you want it
times
to be.
it's to protect one party over the
Most
other.
times it's to protect one party because ain't but one party got anything worth protecting.
Exactly. But if you and I are both bringing something, I can agree to us leaving the marriage with uh what we came into it with. Like Beyonce and Jay-Z, I don't believe they have a prenup. Keep your motherfucking money, my nigga. I got my own.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally. Like they but
Mm-hmm.
but this is a couple who's equally yoked. They're evenly matched. What we came into this marriage with, we can leave them. That is me. We came in,
Mm-hmm.
we both kind of got the same shit.
But would you be willing to sign it?
Yes, to protect my interest and to protect his. But I'm not.
Okay.
I kind of feel like it's like a in case we divorce, and it's just like, damn,
I know. That's how I feel.
I don't.
It's kind of like you're planning the exit before we even get down the aisle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so from a moral perspective, I don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
But when they say marriage is a business and it's a contract, I do understand that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
How about we just don't sign anything and make it legal? We just get rings, exchange them, hug and kiss in front of people, call it a day. I ain't
Hell
trying.
no.
That's actually very tricky. If I was marrying someone that was, like, hey, I have $60 million and like you literally are only going to get 10 if you leave me, I'll sign it. I will sign it because I know I'm getting 10 off the top. But like, if it becomes an issue and it's just like, well, I can't marry you if you don't sign it, well then fuck you, shit,
mm, mm.
fuck you and your little fucking money, shit.
And it's easy to make the decision when you talk about, oh, Drake, or oh, 60 million, 10 million. But if we're being realistic, if you met a man, you make good money.
Let's say
But
if
let's
I
say
met a
you
man
met a
that made
man.
$5 million and I made $500,000 and he wanted me to sign a prenuptial agreement, I would just have a good lawyer.
Okay.
I would have a really good lawyer, and I mean, it's like I'm going into the marriage with 97% of my heart
Mm-hmm.
because there's
Mm-hmm.
3% that knows. Well, you sign this piece of paper,
Mm-hmm.
and if it doesn't,
But what about if you? Well, think of it this way. What if you thought of it in a way of, I need to do this to protect my children too.
well,
My future potential, considering that we may have children down the line. I need to make sure, whether we put it in the prenup or not, but I need to make sure that this prenup is not going to burn my kids
mhm,
or burn me in a way
I
where I'm
can
not able
provide
to
for my
provide for my
children.
kids should we break up. Because the kids shouldn't suffer just because we may not work out. And when I say that, I mean, don't tell me that the kids gonna get, what's rightfully theirs because you their daddy, but you putting it in a trust to when they turn 21, because that don't help me take care of them when they 8
Right.
and they got to go to basketball and
Yep.
soccer
And
and
growing like
this
a
and
weed
that.
and eating me out of house
Right,
alone. Yep.
right, right, right.
That's really tough. Um, that's just really tough. I will say, I remember when Hillary Duff, a Disney kid, married her first husband, and her first husband was a hockey player, so he had money. Like clearly, she had money of her own too,
Mm-hmm.
but he had money because he was a hockey player. But he also had family money because his family owned like department stores all throughout Canada, so
Mm.
rich as fuck. And she had a prenup, but she said, "Hey, I had my own money. I wasn't wanting for anything on my own. I can understand why his family felt like he needed
Mm.
to sign a prenup with me because there's a whole
A generation
a
of
whole yeah, a whole
a
there's
legacy of
yes, there's
work.
generational wealth that
Yeah.
this man came with, and I understand protecting that.
Mm-hmm.
So when I remember because I found her perspective to be logical and refreshing and more or less like I wasn't worried about that prenup. I wasn't because I understood because she understood why they wanted her to sign it. It wasn't like you're going to take this hockey player for everything he has. No, what you have as a hockey player and what I have as a Disney, Disney's, kid and star or whatever, we're going to do fine on our own. In the event of a divorce, I am not going to touch your fortune, your family fortune. That makes
Mm-hmm.
sense. That makes
Mm-hmm.
complete, perfect, logical sense.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I would say I ain't never signing no prenup, but God, if you sending me a millionaire, I ain't and never say never. I just hope that if you're doing this in good faith, then the prenup is going to serve me well in good faith if it doesn't work out. If it's
Mm-hmm.
all done in good faith,
Mm-hmm.
then I'm okay
Mm-hmm.
with it. Like,
Yeah, I think that's the problem is that people see it as so one sided.
mm-hmm.
But it honestly, if you gonna sign it and they gonna sign it, you need to make it beneficial on both
Would you
ends.
sign one?
I just actually had this conversation like day before yesterday.
Oh, you
Yesterday.
did? You did?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
I'm just saying, I just had this conversation in general.
I know.
So
So,
that's what
what
made
was
me.
you? What did you say? Were you say? Did you say yeah? I would sign, or did you say hell no, nigga, fuck out of here?
Um, I said eventually I said yes, but I was the reason that I was reason I say eventually is because in the beginning I was saying that I felt the same way you did, which is I'm preparing for us to break up before we even get married, and I just didn't like the idea of that. But then I had to remind myself a legally binding agreement is for both parties to be protected.
Mm-hmm.
So just like you gonna protect your stuff, I'm gonna protect me and mine as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope that we don't ever have to pick it up again.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah,
Like we're gonna sign this, we're gonna put it in a safety deposit box, and
and forget that it
we literally
exists.
never gonna see that shit again.
Right, right, right. Forget that it exists. So
But also,
I'm trying to be one and done.
it's cheaper to keep a happy wife, happy life, nigga.
Yeah, I don't. I'm just trying to be one and done.
I am too. I
I
want to
don't. I
get
want to
married
get
one
married
time.
one
One
time.
time.
I ain't getting divorced. I ain't doing this shit over.
My mother and my stepfather have been married for almost 29 years. If you don't think I am not trying to do that same shit, find another bitch that want to get divorced in 5 years. Find another. And my
Mm-hmm.
stepdad's parents, they've been married for over 50 plus years. They get married, they stay married. My aunt and her husband, shit, they've been married for 32, 33 years. I want to get married and I want to stay married. That's all that I know. That's all that I've seen.
Same.
So,
Same. I hope that people are paying attention. The people who are saying they want to be married as well are paying attention to these other couples who are saying, "Hey, marriage is work."
mm-hmm.
And it doesn't mean it's not rewarding, fulfilling work, but it does require some effort. It's
Effort.
not going to be every day is good and happy and things are going your way. It's going to require you to do some self examination. Like, dang, do I not handle things this way the
Mm-hmm.
best? Or, do I need to alter my way of thinking? Should I
Right.
change the
Am I
way I
looking?
respond
Am
to
I
this, that,
looking?
and the third?
Am I looking
Hmm?
fat? Am I looking a little fat? Do I need to go to the gym and tighten it up for my
That
man?
too.
Shit, because he ain't signed up for
That
this. He ain't
too.
signed up for this bike tire around my waist.
I think it requires some self-awareness and
Oh my goodness.
some
Hu-
honesty with yourself,
Humility,
and knowing that you have to look
selflessness.
inward at some things that need to be fixed, and not always look at your partner like, I wish you did this way, I wish you did this that way, I wish you. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Take a long, hard look in the mirror at yourself.
Yeah.
At yourself.
Yeah, y'all know I'm talking about this because y'all know how y'all know my motto for
I'm
2023
somebody's son. Why?
is, am,
Mm-hmm.
will be. Okay. Okay.
I think I'm gonna be some old man's second wife. Mm-hmm.
Okay, friend.
I need an older
Not you
man.
marrying Papa.
No, a smooth nigga, smooth 50 who ain't shit.
Speaking of daddies, did you see Young Miami Daddy dancing on the internet?
Yeah, and I don't get the hype.
Why he look like he's her age though?
Yeah, like the outfit, like that was my thing. I'm like, this nigga over here just oh yeah, I'm at my daughter party. It's like
Like, why her mama, and her daddy all look like they could be best friends?
exactly
Like,
where your
same
suit at,
age.
nigga? Where your suit at? Where where your matching silk Louis Vuitton matching set at? Why you got this baseball cap, your jersey? It's very Miami. He looks like a Miami nigga. Talking about don't be at, and
Mhm.
you know he probably only like 49. So, he
How
young.
old is Miami?
27 or 28.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
that
that's
mom
about
and
right.
daddy young. But yeah,
Yeah, she got on there making a video this morning talking about some y'all didn't leave my daddy, but you messing with somebody
your
daddy, sis, so
boyfriend
what's the
older than your
difference?
daddy, bitch. Shut up.
Okay.
Zip it, sister.
Mhm. Yeah, he's somebody type. He ain't mad. If I meet a man even my age, not even somebody like Miami dating somebody who's way older, and the Diddy can wear it
But
all.
Diddy's
He's
smooth
wearing it
though.
all.
That's a smooth
He is
nigga
smooth, and that's
though.
what I was about to say. Me dating somebody my age, you got to be a little bit more smooth. I do need you to be able to put on a silk shirt, sweetie. Why you got this
And some
little button
flat.
up half with the fitted hat matching in the yellow and the green? Stop, please stop. Don't do that, please.
Corny. It's giving corny. It's giving you ain't never been nowhere. I mean, that's what it was given to me. I'm like, this nigga
Yeah,
looks
put
sweet.
you some hard
Talking
bottoms
about
on, baby. We
it's
going
my
out.
mom birthday party. Okay, well then you need to sit your ass down because it's not your birthday.
Put some hard bottoms on, baby. We get ready to go to dinner. Okay?
Okay, where are your
Okay.
what is it? The wing tips? The wing with the little shoes? Come on. Come on. Diddy ain't dressing like that. He ain't wearing no shit like that. Why your daddy got that shit on? But he probably wanted to wear that. He probably wanted to wear
Mhm.
the fitted and the actual Mitchell and Ness, throwback jersey with the hat. He probably wanted to wear all of that shit. Whatever.
Was it a Mitchell and Ness shirt?
I don't know, but I feel like if you wear
But that's what it was given,
I
though.
mean, if you wearing a throwback jersey and it's Mitchell and Ness, you paid a pretty penny for that, I would think. So, like,
I
hey,
don't care how much it costs. That's not the case. That's not what it's about. Is the cost.
his outfit probably cost a lot of money, but he felt good in that, as we saw,
Because
tiptoeing,
that thing was.
doing all that
You know
Gucci
what it
shit.
reminded me of? And maybe this was that the song that was playing Kodak Spin, Spin, Spin,
Girl,
Spin.
I seen them moving, and they say "Young Miami Daddy," and I scrolled right on by. And then I saw the headline about her talking about "Don't be," and I scrolled right on by because I certainly wasn't asking about that nigga neither. So neither one of those posts were for
Mm.
me. Mm-mm.
Hmm.
No, you know what posts are for me? Vacation posts in villas in different countries that I can bookmark on my Instagram and remember. That's the kind of content I like.
Friend, have you ever been to Italy before?
Yeah,
I want to go to
I've
Italy.
been there 2 times.
Yeah.
You
Why
should.
I feel like you went somewhere else.
So the first time I went to Italy, I did Paris in Italy. And then the second time I went to Italy, I did a tour of Italy. So I did Rome, I did the Amalfi Coast where I jumped off the cliff, and then I did Milan where I went shopping.
Okay. Yeah, I gotta figure out exactly where it is I want to go in Italy.
Milan,
Why Milan?
because that shopping, and the it's beautiful. The public.
Yeah, I'm really going for the vibe. I ain't really got to do no whole bunch of shopping. I actually hate going shopping when I'm on
Rome,
vacation.
Rome is like Chicago, and Milan is like New York City.
Say that again. Rome like Chicago.
Rome is like Chicago, and Milan is like New York City.
I don't want to go to Milan.
So, well, I'm saying Milan is like where you, Rome is where you live when you're just young and having fun. Milan is where you go when you got some money.
Okay.
It's beautiful
I
there.
actually don't like shopping on vacation because I'm not there to do that.
Okay, well, if you go to Italy, or you know what, you would probably like, you would like Florence or Tuscany, wine country, a little bit quieter,
And
more.
then don't grandmama me now.
Well, I tried to tell you where you wanted to go, and you said you didn't want to go there.
I just don't want to be like, oh my God, like, I don't know. The thought of being on vacation and being in and out of stores and shuffling
It
bags and
wasn't like
all
that
that,
when
that
I
just
went.
don't
Me and my
appeal to
friend
me.
had an appointment at Louis Vuitton, and that was it. That was our only appointment. We did go to the mall there, which was beautiful. The malls are different in Europe. The malls got the Louis, the Gucci, the Dior. They have everything, and even got
And that's fine. They can have everything,
but
but
the
I don't want to be
food.
doing all that when I'm on vacation. I want to see the things. I want to
Okay,
go to the
so then
places.
you go to Rome and you see the Colosseum. You go to Pisa, see the Leaning Tower of Pisa. You see the
And I want to
Pantheon.
eat.
You can eat anywhere. You can go to Naples where pizza was originated. You have pizza. You can take a boat to Capri and have a nice little island vibe. You can do Rome, which is really
We're
beautiful.
going to revisit this conversation, you and
Yeah,
I.
I mean, I've been there. But Florence and Tuscany is incredibly beautiful if you want like a romantic vacation, seeing stuff, having
I ain't got no
wine.
boyfriend. Why you don't even talk about
I
romance?
I just I'm just saying that you can go to Italy and you can kind of cover all your bases for the different vibes you're looking for. If you want to do the shopping and you want to get you a little designer bag souvenir, go to Milan. It's going to be cheaper. If you want to do wine tasting, if you want to see the rolling hills of Rome, of Italy, then you go to Tuscany. You go to Florence. If you want to do a little beach situation, you go to shit. Where was we at? I went to this place called Santa Marinella. It's a little beach town. You can go to Positano. You can go to the Amalfi Coast and do your little beach thing where you're in the mountains. You can go to Naples where you can, have pizza and all that. There's so many different things. It's a small country, but in the
Mm-hmm.
different parts of the country, it's going to cover a lot of bases. And I think, if you did like a 14-day stint out there and you just hit everything, you'll be very happy. I'm speaking from
Okay, we'll
experience.
see. Mm?
I'm speaking from experience.
Okay. Well, friend, I think that might be all I got for today's welcome back from summer
Ah,
vacay
great.
episode.
It was a great welcome
You
back.
know.
There's been a lot going on, and I feel like our year has progressed beautifully since we first started this.
Mm-hmm.
It has. Like
Mm-hmm.
from episode one, we were just like, I hate men, they suck, fuck them, to, oh my God, I live in Tampa now and it's great. And this, my friend has shown me around and made sure it's okay. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't have any men, but oh my God, I was just everywhere traveling and it's just been great. So this was a wonderful
Mm-hmm.
welcome back episode. I'm so happy that you love your new city. That is, moving and relocating and picking up your whole life and going somewhere can be completely anxiety inducing. It can also be,
Mm-hmm.
can be very isolating if you don't do it
You took
right.
the words out my mouth because it can be very. I was getting ready to say it can be very lonely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, you have always done a good job of being like, I have a goal and I'm going to do this, and you do it. Like your willpower and your follow through and your commitment have been strong since the day I met you. So I mean, I knew that this was going to be great when you first told me, because I've seen you go through this process before when you moved to Atlanta. So and then I know people who have, I know someone who lived in Tampa and who liked it. So you picked a great place. And then with everybody that was saying, oh, you're going to meet your man, you're going to do this, you're going to do that, you're going to love it. And it all kind of seemingly falling into place so far. Like it's like you're on the right path. And I'm just really excited for what's to come for you.
Me too.
And I'm just happy to be sitting down. A nigga sitting down. A nigga is
For now.
over the weekend. Y'all gonna see me laying in my bed. It's gonna be dark in my room. You're gonna see the blue light from the TV, one leg under the cover, one leg out. Friday night, Vibe.
Guarantee y'all see one of them legs in the street.
Vibe.
Hmm.
A shoe cam.
On the outside, ain't no in no damn bed.
It's gonna be on my balcony, girl. I'm chilling. I'm at home. I'm
Mm-hmm.
crib. No, I am
Mm-hmm.
really excited to be home. Like I didn't realize, I never knew that I'd be like, I'm tired of seeing this fucking airport. I never thought I'd ever say that in my life.
Yeah.
But a bitch is. I was getting. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the airport again. Like this is my second home. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
I've seen LaGuardia like 3 times this year. I've seen O'Hare.
I hate that airport.
I've seen O'Hare more times than I care to admit. Midway too. Me and Midway, we like this. Okay.
Now I did go through the Tampa airport.
And
I got here on a Monday and I flew out on was supposed to fly out on Friday, but I pushed my flight to Saturday because I went home to be there for my brother's competition and I loved it. I like the Tampa airport better than I like the Atlanta airport. Because it's just it's so much more of a seamless process getting everybody through the airport. Like at Atlanta, there's the south side or the north side. Delta is the south, which is red. North is literally all of the other airlines that are domestic airlines. But in the Tampa airport,
on the train and back around and shit.
right. So everybody will get into one line. Like if you flying Delta, go to the south side. Everybody that's flying any Delta flight in the country is in that one line, whether it's clear, pre-check, or general boarding. And then
Lame.
they
Clear
go through
line
security check,
is
and then they
ridiculous
get
for
on the
that line.
train, and then you take the train to your concourse. But the way they do it at the Tampa airport that I love is that you go to your concourse where your flight is departing from, and then you get in TSA. So each concourse has its own TSA. So instead of being in a line with 500 people, okay, where only 100 of those people may be on the same concourse as you, you're literally only in line with the people who are on the same concourse as you. It is such a simpler, easier process. Thank you, Tampa. I love it.
Remember
I
you
love
tried
it.
to say O'Hare was worse than Atlanta, and I'm like,
I still stand by that. I still on that one.
Look, they're literally like the same kind. They're like cousin airports because you got to take a train, and if you fly O'Hare and you fly Delta, you have to take a train to a different terminal that's separate from the terminal that has everything else.
Now the only thing
Stupidity.
The only thing is, I did not want to have to leave Tampa, fly to Atlanta, and then fly home. Not an ant crawling up my wall. Y'all know I don't do bugs.
It's gonna get you.
Boo. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm gonna find a piece of tissue or paper or something before he gets too far gone. But the only thing that I didn't like is,
Pretty sure
in order for me to fly Delta to go home, I would have to fly from Tampa to Atlanta, then home. So instead, I took a new airline.
Oh, we've departed from Delta?
Only because it was a direct flight home.
And what airline was this?
It's called Breeze. Sorry, y'all, I got that bug. It's called Breeze. It's new. But it was very nice. Okay. They have this the seating is instead of like main, like Delta has
main one,
first class,
zone,
comfort plus, main cabin. They have nicer, nicest. So nicest is like first class.
That's cute.
They had, dang, I just realized I still got that footage in I got so much footage, stuff I haven't edited, but
come on,
nicest, it was like first class. The seating is nice. Like even the two guys that were sitting behind me, I was in one of the flights, I think it was my flight back from Richmond to Tampa. I was in one, and I was in the row by myself, and the two guys sitting behind me and two were both comparing it to Delta. Like, these seats just as nice, if not nicer than Delta, but it's a whole hell of a lot cheaper. The snacks that they give you in nicest is different from the rest of the snacks that everybody else get. Like, I got the big size peanut M&M bag of candy.
Ooh,
I
nothing but
had the big
candy.
size, the good size, not the little airplane size, the good size cheddar popcorn.
Oh
I
wow.
had coffee, water, some type of sparkling seltzer drink. Like it was nice.
Nicest.
It was the
I know that's
nicest.
right. Okay,
When I
breathe.
go home, I will be flying that airline home because I don't want no layover. I ain't got time for that. I don't want to go back to Atlanta.
Well, that's stupid because it should be quick. You should. What is it? Up? It should be up and down. Like you
Mhm.
ain't got to be
I
like,
don't want to have to go.
yeah. There's
But
a
yeah, that
straight
was it.
line, direct. Damn it,
Mm-hmm.
direct.
Well, you all keep me in mind. I'm gonna try my best to get this episode uploaded as quickly as possible because I don't know. I don't want to lose power and not be able to do anything.
Oh no.
Yeah, the storm is supposed to touch down sometime late tomorrow, kind of night, evening ish.
Yeah.
Um, and so I told y'all my hurricane food I went and got. I am
Yeah.
gonna make sure all my devices are all charged up and pray for the best.
Yes.
Oh, I gotta go get my patio furniture off the balcony too. I'm gonna do that in the morning.
Okay, girl. Well, you be safe
So,
down there. You hear?
I'll be
Be
fine,
safe down there,
child.
girl. We about to be in a heat wave for the rest of the week. So yay.
Or what is it gonna be 70?
It's gonna be in the 90s, Joy.
Okay, it's been in the 90s, Pasha.
It's gonna be like 91, 93, 95, 98. It's gonna be like 5 days. And all these Chicago people are gonna be like, oh my god, it's so hot. I can't stand hot weather like this. It's because y'all wasn't in the field with us. Y'all was in your little air conditioned fucking plantation house. That's why y'all don't like the heat, bitch asses.
I'm done. Goodbye, Pasha.
Bye. You have a lovely week. Please be
See y'all
safe.
next week.
Yay.
Bye.